Behind the Museum of Copenhagen, artist Barbara Cooper is adding the final touches to the garden she has created for the museum. During a 2-month stay in the winter of 2013-14, she gathered inspiration from the city and the many green spots in town. This inspiration and the ideas was then turned into this new urban garden that she has named Intersections.
This was initially a space that was totally flat, and it went from that door to the gate at the far end behind you, and there was one plant growing in it, and that was grass. My goal with the garden was to create kind of 3 separate rooms or areas that are connected by a path. And the path is kind of the vehicle that takes us from one space to another. And it is also the vehicle upon which we can take time to look at what's around us and to consider where we're going and how we're getting there. So sometimes the path itself is level. Sometimes it is above the ground in certain areas, and in other areas it is below the ground. This garden is very much about layers and layering and about intersections, so which of course is the name of the garden. So I was interested in having the garden go from a very cultivated, contained sense of space that is directly outside of Tantati. As the plants move into this direction, they are plants that attract pollinators, such as bees, and we have the beehive over there, and butterflies, birds, etc. All of the water on this half of the museum, none of it goes into the sewer system. So this is a really important issue for sustainability and the management of water. We have this water pond over here that all of the gutters, all of the downspouts drain into. It gets up to a certain level and the overflow goes into a fascine where ultimately the water will slowly absorb into the ground around it. The goal of the garden is really to create a certain kind of diversity of growth and a place for insects, birds, people, so that there's room for many different kinds of interactions and intersections.